What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus ROG gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna try out a game called UMIGARI. Now, I saw Queso playing this a while back and thought, hey, this would make for a good video, and I'm just now getting around to it. Broke my hand and all that, and got way behind on doing a bunch of newer games, so now I'm finally able to get back to doing a couple games that I just wanted to do. So, these are still probably well under the minimum specs, but we're gonna try it out anyway. Because it might not have been a good, playable experience in my opinion on the Steam decks. We might be able to get like 30, 40 FPS on these things. I'm hoping for like 60, because anything with a keyboard and mouse, I pretty much have to have 60 bare minimum. It's not gonna feel very good to play it under 60 with a keyboard and mouse. I know it's not a gun game, but we're still aiming at moving targets in the water. So, I don't know how it's gonna go. But we're gonna find out right now.
Alright, this is probably going to run horribly, but I wanted to try high 1080p. It won't really be 1080p because we're using quality upscaling, but we're still going to try it anyway. And then we'll go all the way down to 720p low. And I think 720p low is about the only chance you have at getting even remotely close to playable FPS. But using keyboard and mouse, I'm not a big fan of 30, 40 FPS, but that's about all these things can muster. But hey, let's go see what I can do with this first before we worry about any of that. So, non-herpy medium settings now. Still using quality upscaling, because I figured since these things are so under minimum specs, that's exactly what upscaling should be for. But at the same time, when you're at such low resolution, it tends to not help so much. Especially in this game. This game seems to be very CPU happy. But anyway, let's go see what it can do now. So 720p, low settings now. And truth be told, it didn't really get us a whole lot of extra FPS. You're probably better off just doing 900p and doing like a couple things on medium. Just kind of, well, I'd probably just do medium. I think that was about enough FPS. But you're always welcome to just do this too. That's the beauty of PCs. You're welcome to do whatever you choose. Starting all over again at 1080p on the Ally X. Now, obviously, this is going to work just as poorly as it did on the white Z1 Extreme model, but we're going to do it anyway. Then we'll move on to the more realistic settings. Because 900p medium works alright, and 720p gets us a couple more FPS, but it's not really worth it. But anyway, let's go see what this can do before that. So 900p medium now. We definitely get at least somewhat playable FPS now. I also try 720p low too, but it seems like we only get a few more FPS and it makes it look quite a bit worse, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. But hey, you guys can use the video to see if it's worth it to you. Either way, it's time to jump back into that game. So, now for 720p low, and we do get a few more FPS this way, but it looks quite a bit worse, and it's not like it gets that much more FPS, so I can see why some people wouldn't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright though, I think that's more than good. For the settings there, we've reached the bottom, so that means it's about game time. So, now we're going to go ahead and do 1080p again for the Xbox Ally X. And in this game, they all seem pretty dang similar, if I'm honest. Like, this one might have gotten an FPS or two higher, but they seemed very similar. But anyway, let's go see. So 900p medium now. And just like before, seems to basically get exact same frames as the other allies do. But it doesn't always get massive more FPS. In fact, generally, the most I've seen is 5.8, maybe 10 FPS in certain games, but more often than not, they seem very similar still. And sometimes in a couple games, I've actually had this thing lose to the older allies. But anyway, to the game. Last up here, some 720p low before we do some camera recorded gameplay. And it seems to pretty much match the other two yet again. Obviously, since they'll all be in the same video, you guys can jump between and see for yourselves, but I didn't notice a humongous difference. But alright, I'd say that's more than good. Let's hop in and let's go see. So, let's get us a little camera recorded gameplay now. I was wondering, does it actually work with the controller? Yeah. But when you talk to him, it'll be like not, it won't tell you what you I just want to make sure that works. Because the Steam Deck set it like into like keyboard and mouse mode right away, so I was like, oh, does this not support controller at all? I mean, it sort of does, but I'd rather just use a real keyboard and mouse when I can. We got the Bluetooth ones, might as well use them, right? But yeah, unfortunately we're not getting those 60. I mean, I can still get the job done. It's still playable. It's just not the best experience like this. But we're staying over 30. Puffer fish, I've got you. In some boat, you go. There you go. Alright. Where's some more? I saw quite a few of them out here. Oh, I botched that up real good. eventually, with enough money, I should be able to get some fuel, and then I'll be able to drive my boat. Aw, guess I can't swim. I can go under the water, I just can't, like, go too far. Did I already catch all the fish I can? That's alright, I would hope $1,600 is enough to get a little gas, but I don't know. Oops. And there's still a tuna in there. Those are pretty small tuna, though, from what I've seen. Those things are supposed to be massive, but maybe there's different types. It's not like I know like every single tuna that exists. Alright, let's go see if we can't get this last little tuna. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is, I think. Missed. We'll get that bastard. Alright. And then I guess I'll sell those off camera real quick and we'll move on to the next ally. Alright, let's get a little camera recorded gameplay on the Ally X now. I was gonna say, do I lose my shit? Nope. Did that fish just make up? Yeah, I'm pretty stoned, but I'm pretty sure I heard that. I have quite the haul. Alright, let's go get like one or two more. Alright, and I think with that, we'll move on over to the last ally. Alright, let's get a camcorder gameplay. And at least in this game, the allies all seem pretty dang equal. I mean, this one might be a couple FPS ahead, but seems pretty damn similar. Hello, pufferfish. Yeah, this might be playable for some, but I would prefer a few more FPS. But I can still play. So this definitely seems like it's more oriented for keyboard and mouse. You can use the controller, but it's going to have incorrect clicks. At least it did for me. And I just want to stuck around. Otherwise, because I have an actual keyboard and mouse hooked up. I don't know. Oh yeah, get absolutely wrecked. First time I've ever hooked 2 tuna at once. I think that's too far out for me. Nice, another one of these guys. Yeah, this game's gonna be super CPU intensive. I mean, it's GPU intensive too, don't get me wrong, but definitely seems very CPU intensive too. Probably why the Steam Deck did really bad. Because its CPU is definitely not its strong suit. Oh, I missed. I think I just got 2. Yep. That's my boat. I could have just hit. You can get on my boat. Oh, went too far. Shit. It's okay though. It's not like you actually die. Oh, missed. Get your ass back here. What? I got him right in the eyeball. What are you talking about? I'm probably just chasing shadows. I don't even think that was anything. Alright, one more, and I think we'll wrap up. Man, I missed him. Alright. And with that, I think we will wrap on up.
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for UMIGARI on the Asus Allies. And it's definitely playable-ish if you don't want 60 FPS. It seems to stay in the 40s, low 50s, which doesn't make aiming the greatest with keyboard and mouse, and that's really what the thing was designed around. you can use the controller. It just isn't going to give you the correct glyphs. At least it didn't for me. But it at least let me move around and all the buttons did stuff. It's just you have to figure out what button does what. So that's why I was like, nope, I'd rather, since aiming is involved, I'm going to just use a keyboard and mouse Bluetooth. Why the hell not? If I've got them, might as well make use of them, right? Hey, you, no going to sleep on me yet. But anyway, that is that for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And I'd give you a proper peace out with that hand, but I can't yet. So we will do it with the left hand. So until the next video.